So we saw 4 great heats with the men's 400 hurdles. And we're going to head over to the women's 400-meter hurdles. Just the 3 heats for these women. So contentious, some of the top 12 getting a bye through to the next round. We'll have to do a debrief at the end of the championships, see if we can agree with it. Sletum of Norway goes in lane 8. Nina Hespel, 21-year-old from Belgium, goes in lane 7. Camille Serra of France, Mediterranean Games silver medalist. She's the only French woman in these 400-meter hurdle races. Rebecca Sartori, Mediterranean Games winner, got the better of Serri to her outside a few weeks ago. Made the semi-final at the World Championships as well, representing Italy. Lane 4 is Eileen Demes of Germany. She's a great junior. That's the thing, saying she's really suffered with glandular fever, but she's got herself all the way back up to personal best this year with her 56.12. Lovely applause from the local crowd. Drita Islami from the Republic of North Macedonia goes in lane 3. Lane 2 is Anina Farr of Switzerland. I spent time as a heptathlete here, just over the 1 discipline. Christina Halonen of Finland goes in lane 1. She's the national champion. Did head out to the World Championships, exited in the heats. So the fastest on season's bests and personal bests is Rebecca Sartori, Mediterranean Games champion in lane 5. Demes, I'm sure, will be buoyed by the home crowd.
Set.
3 athletes in the field have gone underneath 56 seconds. That's Rebecca Sartori in Italy in lane 5, Camille Serri in lane 6, and Elisabeth Sletum of Norway in lane 8. Sletum getting the fastest start at the moment. Trains alongside Karsten Vorholm. It's a great coaching team to be a part of. See her out in lane 8. There's nobody else to judge her effort off. Went to the World Championships over 200 metres, so testing her speed here, back over the hurdles. And it's looking good for the Norwegian. She's got 150 metres to go, 3 more flights of hurdles. Good finish, good start there from Halonen of Finland. She's closing hard. Just the single barrier left to go, and Christina Halonen of Finland is having a tremendous run. Farr of Switzerland just easing past her in the latter stages. This has really not gone to the form book at all. It's like Camille Serri of France blasting through for second place. And Nina Farr of Switzerland with what could be the run of her life. She's got a personal best listed at 56.43. Let's see what the clock ticks past at. Camille Serri had a very good finish. And Christina Halonen of Finland went out super hard. I thought there was no way she could hang on to that. It is a personal best for Farr, 56.16. Serri came through 56.18 for second place. Sartori of Italy holding on well for her third place, 56.44. How did Christina Halonen finish?
Have seen some terrific performances from some of the Swiss athletes of the 400 flat and hurdle so far at these championships. May remember Lionel Spitz yesterday in the 400 flat, a big PB to kick off. And Petrucciani did well as well, but Farr coming through terrifically. There was quite an exciting end to that race. Those in the outside seem to be flooding through. Halonen of Finland just fading towards the end, but in a strong, determined showing. Can be so tough on that tight inside line. As we take another look back at this race, there is the starter, poised and ready. Halonen of Finland in the blue right on the inside, and far next to her. And Serri to their outside. Halonen just beginning to tense up a little as she fades, but Farr very, very strong. Lots of speed left in her legs at the end of that 400.
Really impressive of Farr. said, she has spent time as a heptathlete, competing in 4x400, so can turn her hand to pretty much anything. Camille Serdi of France, strong in the last 50 metres to turn the tables on Rebecca Sartori of Italy, reversing their positions for the Mediterranean Games. But Sartori used a lot of experience and guts there in the closing 50 or 60 metres to separate herself from the rest of the field and get that third automatic qualifying spot into tomorrow morning's semi-final, where they'll get put back together with the 12 women that have had the opportunity to rest this morning. Got the men's discus qualification coming around later. Ivan together with the 12 women have had the opportunity to rest this morning.
Onto the second heat of the women's 400-metre hurdles here. So we saw Sartori a moment ago. We have Linda Olivieri in this, another strong Italian. Personal best in this heat range from around 54 high to 57 seconds. And incredible to think that there's some 4 to 5 seconds to gain from that to the recent world record by Sydney McLaughlin. But while we sometimes see big distances, it also means there's a potential for PB after PB, and that's one thing the athletes certainly enjoy. So on the outside, Nissen, Garcia and Zupin here. Another Slovenian, having just seen Kristen Shea a moment ago. Zupin, perhaps the highlight performance of her career so far, 2017 European Under-20 400 hurdles silver. Ledecka of Slovakia, 4 national titles she's won. Karolina Klavsik of Germany actually won 4 titles as well, but consecutively. Latest in Berlin this year, inside another Olympiastadion. This is Jasmin Giger, the tall athlete from Switzerland, 2019 European Under-23 bronze medalist. Pressler of Austria alongside her in lane 2. And then Olivieri given the inside line there. So she was 1 place ahead of Giger at those 2019 Under-23s, which were held in Gävle in Sweden. On your mark. So once again, it's 3+3 for qualification. Just looking along the times, Nissen and Garcia and Pressler are the 3 that have improved this year, but others still quite a bit faster on paper. 55.6 for Olivieri, 55.7 for Kravsik. So not the easiest race to predict. Olivieri, Pressler, Giger, Kravsik, Ledecka, Zupin, Garcia and Nissen are now away. Kravsik really strong in the opening stages, now motoring down the back straights and already going past a couple of athletes and just seeming to pick them off while focusing on her lane 4. So Giger with a bit of work to do. Olivieri, perhaps she'll start to come into her own down this home straight. But bigger lead than expected for Karolina Kravsik, and the crowd now responding to that. Athletes nearly all in a line behind her. Olivieri now in a more clear second place, but the woman having this one all her own way is Karolina Kravsik. 54.33. Wow, so actually she's taken 4/10 off her personal best there, so brilliant stuff because so far this year, 55.73 at best. Krafzik clearly quite keen to make the most of this occasion. And she'll have 3 rounds, whereas some other athletes, of course, coming straight into the semi-finals, but really relishing this opportunity.
Similar overtones to Konstantin Priest in the men's 100 metres hurdles. I mean, ran a very conservative first half of the race and then really found her pattern, really poured it on around the second bend and then down the home straight, and came home quite considerable distance ahead of her nearest rivals. And if you think about it, yes, more than 2 seconds back, Yasmin Giga, who's by no stretch of the imagination a poor athlete. Giga, well, former European under-20 champion, very useful international athlete. Hasn't quite hit the same form this year, but that was quite a performance from Krafzik. Not surprisingly, just needing to catch her best breath a little. Bouncing up and down, clearly full of energy. And on the outside, it's Nissen and Garcia. They were both showing very, very well into the bend, but there was no doubt at all who was a considerable margin ahead of them. It was Krafzik just running away. Very nice hurdling as well, especially over the final 4 hurdles. Never stuttered, well into a stride. Well, we saw a few men go through to the 100 metres hurdles, 100 metres final last night, and a couple of women as well, having gone through all 3 rounds. I think there'll be a few women who are seeded looking at Karolina Krafzik and thinking, that's a pretty good run. Giga getting second place in 56.69, long way back. And Ledeška of Slovak Republic coming through for third. Those were the automatic qualifiers. Alcian Oliveri, who showed well until the home straight, just drifting back a little bit on the way back from the World Indoor Championships, and she speaks quite good English. She was coming on back with Helena Heroshenko, who I'm sure we'll see in action later on in these championships in the women's high jump qualifying. Both are good friends. Both were on their way to Portugal. Started out as a training camp, but it then, well, as we all know, the situation in Ukraine ended up being more of an emergency measure. So we end up with the third and final heat of the women's 400 metres hurdles. You can see the lineup. So from the outside we have Hayley McLean of Great Britain, Northern Ireland. European under-20 winner back in 2013. And as we scan past, Nafal Farki of Greece, Barbosa, the Portuguese record holder, also in there. Just catching up. This is Zapoleta Arva, very good Slovak athlete, European under-23 champion last year in Tallinn. Molnar of Hungary, 3 times Hungarian champion, and of course always a shout out for the Germans, Giselle Wender, first in the European Youth Olympic Games, I should say under-18 championships in 2018. Alex and myself were commentating there in Hungary, and then on the inside it's Nikoleta Jichova of Czech Republic. Well, a lot of these women in form, all of their personal bests with the exception of Barbosa have been set in the last 18 months. They settle down from the inside. Jichova, Czech Republic, Wender, Germany, Molnar, Hungary, Zapeta Tova, Slovak Republic, Klima of Estonia, Barbosa of Portugal, Nafaka of Greece, and McLean of Great Britain. Northern Ireland on the outside. Well, it's Jachova who started quickly. So too in lane 3. Molnar of Hungary and Zapatelotova. McLean on the outside. Not quite so quick. Now around the bend. Well, it's the Slovak hurdler in lane 4. Zapatelotova battling with Jachova on the inside, and now McLean, having run a good bend, coming into contention. But Jachova starting to pull away cleanly over the last barrier. Zapatelotova going backwards and coming through also very strongly on the outside over the course of the last 2 hurdles. Nafaki of Greece.
It's been a good morning for 400 hurdlers in the Czech Republic. They picked up the 2 non-automatic qualifying spots in the previous round. Hachova defying the odds. People say you don't want to be in lane 1, but Hachova looked totally at home there. 55.94 and a personal best for Nafaki. She finished superbly well. Perhaps trying to hold on to the coattails of Hayley McLean through the first few hurdles, and then battling with the Briton as they came through the final few flights.
One of the reasons the Czech hurdlers are doing so well is many of them, not all of them, are being mentored by Zuzana Hejšnova, the 2-time world champion. And she recently retired, and I know she's passing on her expertise, and a lot of them are working with the same coaches that Hejšnova had during her career. So it's passing the baton, metaphorically, from generation to generation.
Just have another look at the final 3 hurdles. These athletes desperately fighting the fatigue, trying to stick to their stride pattern. These athletes so often only do 7 hurdles in training, the full 10 they save for the competition arena. Nikoleta Hachova of the Czech Republic looking the best over that final flight, really kicking it in the last 50 metres. And Faki and McLean battling it out for 3rd and 4th. They will advance to the semi-finals tomorrow morning. Hachova picking up a well-earned win here. It does look like the non-automatic qualifiers might all come from the first heat. Certainly Hannanen and Sletten look like they might be safe. Maybe Nina Hespel of Belgium as well. So 55.93, that leaves us with the fastest time going to Karolina Kravitz of Germany in the second heat. Her 54.32 is going to be the best, her personal best. Farr picked up a personal best in the opening round as well, and Nafi there with her 2nd place in the final round also awarded a personal best. And there's confirmation of the non-automatic qualifiers.
Hespel and Sletten also getting a place in the semi-finals. There's the rest of the women. Zapatelotova, well,